Okay, here we are, looking at my top 10 video games of all time. It's a difficult one, and you're going to see a lot of similar titles from video game series, so I might do a video game series. Number 10, it's got to be the original Rayman. It was the first game that I owned as a kid. It was Rayman. The floating body, floating head, floating glove thing. As a 6, 7-year-old playing that on PlayStation, that was epic. Not gonna lie. Never finished it. Never had the patience to finish it as a kid, but it comes in at number 10. And anyone who's played a video game at some point has played Rayman or part of the Rayman series, so it's on there. Number 9, another PlayStation game. But it's not the first one. It's the second one. Gran Turismo 2, I played religiously for years. I still have it, and I still occasionally get it out. Notice these are very, very family-friendly games. Some more on the list get a little bit more age restrictive for those younger viewers on the channel. But these were two of the first games that I ever played on PlayStation. And I still have my original PlayStation somewhere, and I'll get it out at some point, and people will be amazed at what a PlayStation looks like from the younger generation. My brother didn't know what a PlayStation was when I first showed it to him. He was shocked at the original PlayStation. Again, real fun game. Obviously, the graphics now are so dated, but this is when I was a kid, and I don't really care. It kept me busy for hours on end. I could play that for 10, 12 hours a day on a rainy day, or today, as we've had a snowy day when you couldn't go outside because you couldn't play outside because it was too cold, too wet. I could play that without a problem all day. Now it gets difficult. The higher up the list we go, the more difficult it gets. It really does. But I'm going to have to put GTA 3 there. The fact it comes in at 8th says, hey, it's in my top 10, and I play a lot of video games. It comes in at 8th. The GTA series, I would put, if I was to do game series, yeah, it would be higher up. But GTA 3 comes in at 8th. Played it religiously when I was at school, boarding school. One of my mates had it on PC, and we played it religiously in the evening. Well after it had come out. It came out in 2001. We played that as long as up to 2006. So we played that game religiously. But it gets harder now. It does. It really does. Number 7. Now I've played every single Crash Bandicoot, but that was the one I completed as a kid. I completed it. Took a long time, but I completed it, and hey, that was challenging, intellectually challenging, because you have to do these tasks to unlock certain hidden gems. There was lots of little Easter eggs in the game, and the Crash Bandicoot series, even now, is one of the most popular game series of all time, without shadow of a doubt, one of the most popular. And it's getting really hard to put things, on the top 10, because this is a subjective list and not everyone's going to agree with it. And notice there's no Call of Duty, there's no Medal of Honor, and we've only got one of the GTAs so far, and it's one of the older GTAs. I could have put Vice City at 8 as well. I might do that actually, you know what, because they're basically the same game. Notice San Andreas isn't on there and never will be. I've got San Andreas and I didn't enjoy it as much as Vice City and GTA 3. It's just personal opinion. Number 6. This game I love religiously as well, and I still play. The original. It's the best of the 3. The film, I think, ruined the Max Payne series. It's the best of the 3 Max Paynes. I still play it on PS2. Notice I haven't got to my Xbox games yet. So we're going back 15, 20 years here. We're going back to the last century, let alone the last decade, with a lot of these games. And I still play GTA 3, I still play Vice City, I still play Gran Turismo 2. I still play Max Payne. Yep. The only sports game to make the list, NHL 2005, the series of NHL games. This was the year that the NHL had its full season lockout, and that kept me entertained in the winter months without NHL hockey to watch on the TV. Only sports game to make the list. Mad. Absolutely mad, but it is the only sports game to make the list. Now the top 4 are games I am religious about, and it's difficult in which order to put them in. It is. Fallout is on here, Skyrim isn't on here, but the 4 games I'm going to put on it, I still play today. One of them is now 10 years old, so that says something, and it's higher up than the newer one. Um, Red Dead 2. The first one doesn't get on the list at all. I'm afraid to say Red Dead Redemption 2 does get on the list at 4 because I haven't actually finished it yet. I'm still playing it. Once I've done everything in the storyline, Strangers and Freaks, and played the online more, that could be number 1. But not yet. There is still time for that to go up the list. So that is pending. I'm going to put a little asterisk because I'm still playing it. That's pending. I'm not going to lie, it comes in at 4. And the top 4 are so hard to distinguish. They really are. Above that is the second GTA title on the top 10. GTA 5. And the reason why I put GTA 5 at 3 is they never released an expansion DLC like they did in GTA 4. Much like GTA 3 / Vice City, because I classed them basically as the same game because the graphics didn't change. I couldn't separate the two. The reason why GTA 5 is not top overall and Red Dead Redemption 2 is not top overall is they focus a lot on the online, which is great, but there's no little DLC, which I think could have tipped both those games into top 2 territory. I just have to be honest. The second one at second place is going to surprise a lot of people because it's not the best Call of Duty. I will admit that it's not the best Call of Duty, but for me, I've enjoyed it the most because I'm that good at online, and some of my subscribers on the main channel will know how intense I take my online gaming on this game, and I still play it now, even though the game is 4.5 years old, and it's probably the one that people like, but you're jumping around a lot. You've got to admit though, the online was probably the best online experience of the recent Call of Duties, and it's Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and people are going to crucify me for that and say World War II or Black Ops or whatever it is. I didn't like the Black Ops series. Advanced Warfare, yes, there were things I would improve on it, absolutely. I was hoping World War II would be similar ease of access of online, but the online of World War II, no, that doesn't get on the list. It's the only Call of Duty on the list. But online, there's a reason why I'm 8th Master Prestige and I'm ranked in the top 3,000 in the world on that game. It's because I've played it religiously and I've put the effort in, and I enjoy it. Even when I'm having a crap day, I still will play that. I will play it once a week, maybe once every couple of weeks. I'm not religiously on the Xbox as much as I was 3-4 years ago, but the top 4 games I do play religiously, and I will still play today because there is another GTA that comes in, and for me, my favourite game of all time is GTA 4. It's GTA 4. I remember in 2007, 2008, the financial crash happening, and it basically does sum up what was going on 10 years ago. It is not only, yes, it's a violent game, and it has been criticised by some parenting groups, but it does sum up what was going on in North America at the time of the financial crash and how that affected people. Much like GTA 5 is a carry-on, the way that Nico Bellic was portrayed, the way the characters were portrayed and the storyline, and the way it used cinematic history, much like GTA 5 and GTA 3 Vice City, they used TV and film history as well to make some of the storyline plot moves. It's hilarious. But I still play that more than I play that. I play GTA 4 more now than I did 10 years ago. I think for me it's a game that will stand the test of time. They remastered it for Xbox One and PS4. They remastered it, re-released it, and for me it is one of the games that's generational. Other people will have different games on the list. I will put some honourable mentions in here. Honourable mentions. I've missed out San Andreas. It's not on the list. I've missed out Call of Duty World War II. The storyline on that was pretty good. The online could have been a lot better, but I liked the storyline on that. We've got the Fallout series. I did enjoy them, but there were so many glitches in the game, it was frustrating, and too many side quests. I've missed out Skyrim. I think could have come in, but it wouldn't have unseated some of the games that I played when I was a kid. I could have put Max Payne 2 because it was easy to play than Max Payne 1, but it was too short. Max Payne 3, that was a load of fun, but again, it moved away from the New York setting into South America, and it got a bit silly, I felt. NHL 2005 for me was the best sports game that I've ever played. Notice there's no FIFAs on here. I could have put Forza on here because I've played Forza pretty religiously over the years, but again, doesn't make the list. I could have put TOCA touring cars, but you know that's a niche thing. You got to like motorsport to want to play it. And there you go. There's my top 10. It's subjective. Red Dead Redemption 2 can move up. It can. It's all depending on the online and whether I can still be bothered to play the online as well. I'm not a keen fan of some of these open roam online games. I didn't like Fallout 76. That nowhere on the list at all. Gears of War doesn't make the list. Gears of War, the storyline saves the boring gameplay. Fortnite isn't on the list because it's basically just Gears of War for free. The Gears of War series could have made the list, but the prequel game was shocking, and I played that, and it was shocking. And the storyline makes up for actually pretty average gameplay by Epic Games. The reason why Xbox has become so popular is because of games like Gears of War. Halo doesn't make the list. Never got into Halo. Never enjoyed Halo. There are those that religiously love Halo. But for me, some of my formative years was spent playing the Crash Bandicoot games. I could put the Crash Bandicoot series, the GTA series, the Gran Turismo series. Rayman would have been knocked off the list if I did that. Because there are some games that didn't make my top 10 that are still really, really good games, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I haven't completely finished that. I've done the main storyline, but the final boss, a bit difficult. And you have to do some of the little side quests to actually, in a certain order, to actually be capable of defeating the Medusa at the end. And I love my historical games, so that's why Red Dead is possibly, in theory, if I did this list next year, some of these games, and these classic games that I played as a kid, they drop off. Other games will be added. There's more games to come out. Call of Duty, that could plummet down as time goes on. I think the Call of Duty franchise has made some blunders over recent years. Medal of Honor, they really destroyed that series, and that was a great game. Battlefield doesn't make it. It's the online for me. The storylines are brilliant. I like the storylines, but the online, I'm not a fan of EA servers. Never have been. Notice only one EA game, I believe, on the list, and that is NHL. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching. This list is completely subjective and it is subject to change. I could do this list in 6 months' time and it's changed because a new game has come out. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your thoughts below and I'll have some more videos for you soon.